sorry. Yeah.
Shite.
Yo, do you not
Yeah,
see this
because we
man?
could have gone. I know he's
Fucking huge.
buff, but you know, just in case I thought.
You never know. Why are you judging Lazarus?
At first, I thought he was
I don't know. Do I look good? You gotta tell me.
I mean,
We're live?
yeah.
I don't know. I gotta know. Although, let's go. Oh yeah. I mean, I'll be standing probably. All right. Everyone, excited? Hopefully, right? It's a Friday. That's like one thing to be excited for, but it's also our second general body meeting. So very excited for that. Very excited. Yeah, good. And we have a lot to talk about. So I think I want to start by saying, thank you for everyone for coming, and thank you for like the past couple months. We grew incredibly much. We're now at over 700 people in our Discord. We're doing really a lot of events, and we have a lot of engagement from all of you in all of our communities. And so far, I've been hoping that it's going really well, and you guys are enjoying it. And if you're confused about anything I'm saying, then you're probably new, so welcome. And I'll go into what everything I said was and what makes us so great here. So, a little bit about our agendas. We're going to be talking about who we are. We're going to talk about some of the events that we've had, and just so that you have a bit of an idea if you haven't gone to it. Our future plans and the solution challenge. So, this video is awesome to play. I think it really shows who we are. So let me just play it. It's very short, and we can go from there. Hopefully, is there sound?
I don't think, not with Max. Max are weird.
Macs are weird. What?
Try to play it today.
Yeah, I could try. Yeah. Let's see. No. We could skip the video.
I should put it on my phone and put it right next to them.
Put it right next to my. I mean that works. That works. Listen. Okay. So,
Just talk over it.
Max. Oh, put captions.
And talk over it.
we could.
If you want, I don't know.
I'll just do my idea.
Yeah. No. I got you. Okay. So no sound. I guess. What? Say.
Click here.
Oh, the title. Oh, you mean like to go to the actual video? I mean, yeah, we could. I know, it's just that Macs are kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like.
It's actually it's not that bad. I mean, I feel like the video shows a lot, but anyways, I'm going to cover everything in the video. I just thought they have really good production, so it's always better. But
Hey, tech support.
oh, support. Okay, well, Laz figures it out.
Developer student clubs are university-based communities where students learn about Google technology and use their skills to solve local problems. There are over 700 clubs all over the world, from North America to
Well, I
Europe,
don't think the live stream
Africa,
hears
and
us.
across Asia.
Oh,
We
really?
encourage more students to join or start a developer student club at their university.
Some students have overcome personal barriers with the help of their DSC community on their journey to become developers. These clubs help student developers learn through hands-on
Thanks.
workshops. They then identify challenges faced by local businesses, NGOs, and sometimes even their own universities and build real solutions for real problems.
The workshops that we had was Firebase, Actions on Google, and we're about to do ML. It's an amazing experience to learn about the impact that the technologies is providing our local communities.
GDSC is a family, and it's not just about the programming, it's about the learning of teamwork and leadership.
A lot of villages face the problem of water, farming, floods. Maybe we can develop applications to solve this problem. Might be very ambitious for us as students to say that, but nothing is impossible. We can do it.
Developer student clubs around the world have already impacted so many students in their universities and people in their community. The future is bright for the next generation of students.
Students, Brian. Play it again. You want to go back? So as you heard, hopefully that gave a bit of a brief overview of what Google Developer Student Clubs around the world are doing. And let's get a bit into, in general, what is GDSC. So as you can imagine, the G is for Google. So where does that come from? We're actually under a branch of Google developers. So they have women tech makers, they have GDG, and Google Developers Experts. And then there's Developer Student Clubs, which we fall under. And so these are student-run communities to help empower local communities using tech and, of course, providing the best workshops that we can to all of you guys. So we're part of a huge community. This is completely international, 700 clubs plus all over the world. So you can imagine that there's really a lot to be said about the communities. And if you're wondering about how international, as you can see, it's kind of all over, all continents, except South America. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, they started South America now. Luckily, we're in Miami, so we were able to start last year. But so some of the initiatives that we're doing is we're trying to learn new skills, build real solutions, and meet new people. I hope that just by sitting here already, you met some of the people around you, and hopefully you can keep talking and have a good conversation. And I think that's ultimately a lot of the value that we bring is that people in our meetings are going to have very similar thoughts than you guys. They're all ambitious. They're all trying to do their best and become the best programmers that there are, even if they're not perhaps in CS. So let me just take a bit of a poll. Who's in CS here? Damn. A lot of CS students. But it doesn't have to only be CS, right? As long as you're interested about the tech and you want to learn about it, we're here for you. Now, oftentimes in school, we learn a lot of the theory, and we learn, okay, here's what a data structure is, here's how you code it. But we're here to learn not only the theory, but how we're supposed to put it into practice, how are we supposed to actually deal with the real world, because the real world's not that theoretical. And so, like in the video, trying to solve problems like food shortages and recycling and so on. So what have we done? So some of the things we had was, of course, our developer communities, which we will get into more in detail later. We have artificial intelligence, game development, mobile dev, web development, not competitive programming. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. But we have plenty, so we're going to be talking about what they are and what we do. We did our Shell Hacks TensorFlow workshop. So if you went to Shell Hacks, you might have seen us there. It went very well. I think a lot of people learned from that. We had multiple game nights. Our internship panel, finding your path in tech. Python collab. This was a collab with a bioengineering club here on campus. So we're making sure that not only computer science students are getting involved, and our binary search nights. So we also have our YouTube channel, which I hope you're all subscribed to, because that's where we live stream. If you're coming here online, then you know where it is. So hopefully you're subscribed, liking our videos, the whole spiel. But we really have quality content on there. And if you missed a lot of our events, it's always on there. And of course, if you can't make it in person, we're live streaming there every time that we have an event. So if you're interested and you just want the short link, you can also search us up on Google or on YouTube. It's DSC YouTube. And you'll find us, DSC FIU. All right. So let's meet the core team. We start off with our advisor, which is Dr. Giri, and he's our advisor, but he's also the competitive programming coach. Really very smart individual, and he helps us really a lot. So then then we have the presidential cabinet, which consists of Clement. He's right here if you see him in person. He's the vice president, and myself, I'm the president. So yeah, I'm Hermes, and that's Clement. Just in case, you know. Yeah. And then of course we have our management team, which comprises of Casey, Natalia, and Danny. Natalia's there. Casey couldn't make it today. She's normally always at our events. So make sure if you see her, say hi. She's lovely. And of course, Danny. Then we have our marketing team. If you see all those graphics and all those announcements, you can thank them. They do an awesome job always creating the newest graphics and making sure that it looks nice to you guys. So it's comprised of Azar, Martin, and Gabby. So, you know, my boys are right there. Martin couldn't make it. He had to do something. And Gabby couldn't make it as well. But they're normally around as well. And then, of course, our tech leads. So tech leads often are doing the developer community workshops that you know and love. And if you don't know yet, you will come to love them. And they're also sometimes teaching our workshops that we have all over the place, like our internship panel. They might be part of that. And so it consists of Kunza, Pranjali, David, Henry, Thomas, Manny, Laz, and David. So if you guys want to just quickly, you don't have to stand up, but at least raise your hands just so that you have a bit of an idea. Yes. So that's some of them. Of course, there's a lot of them, and they're not all here, but they do an awesome job, and I just wanted to let you know. So I've been mentioning dev communities quite a lot. So what are dev communities? And this is something that's specific to our chapter and specific to us. Dev communities are very important to our identity and who we are. Natalia, if you would like to explain. There we go.
Oops. So hi, I'm Natalia. As a refresher, I'm the program manager for the dev community, so that's what I do. And what are the dev communities? If you're new here, you probably don't know that. If you've been here for a while, you don't know what dev communities are. Well, I'm going to tell you either way. So they're groups for students in general to meet about a specific goal or an interest and learn together. So we try to create a welcoming environment. We try to be as very different topics as possible so we can meet all of you guys' interests. Then we want to have you guys learn these abilities for, of course, your personal growth and to have something to put on your resume, but more importantly, to participate in the solution challenge, which is something that we will be talking about later, and to continue developing within your network and focus more on your career. So the dev communities that we are, these are the topics. I don't know if that changed. Yes, good. So it's artificial intelligence, mobile dev, competitive programming, web dev, and game dev. All of them are in different times of the week, so we try to do that so you guys can attend all of them if you want. You can attend only one if you want. They all work differently in how they do their projects. Like, for example, some of them do a semester-wide project, while others do a different project per each week. So maybe it's something that you can see with each one of them. They're going to talk about their dev communities later. So the first one that we're going to have is David here. He's going to talk about artificial intelligence.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. So my name is David Yanyu. I am the one of the AI leads for artificial intelligence. So what have we been doing? We've had 3 developer community meetings so far and 1 Kaggle competition. We've introduced machine learning and AI. We've introduced data processing, and we've applied these things in our first Kaggle competition. If you don't know what these things are, it's okay. Kaggle is a website where we where we have a lot of data and we have competitions for data science, and then we're using it for competitions in our developer community meetings. So what to look forward to in our dev community meeting, in our future dev community meetings, we're going to be introducing computer vision, natural language processing, and we're going to be deploying an ML model. So our next meeting is actually November 2nd. We have our meetings bi-weekly at 7 p.m. And hopefully I see you there. We talk a lot about AI. There's a lot of passionate people there, and I'm sure you can learn how to do a lot of projects. Probably getting internships.
Yeah. Yes, I definitely recommend joining AI. If you're worried about like, oh, I'm gonna forget these dates, you know, because I know I would. You know, if you're snapping a picture, that's fine too. But we also have a calendar just for you guys. We'll give the link after. But yeah, so that was AI, and now mobile dev. Let's go.
What up, Javanites? How y'all doing on this fine Friday afternoon? How's everyone doing? Yeah, you guys let me know. How are you guys doing? Good? You guys doing good? All right. That's awesome. Glad to hear the energy, guys. Well, hello. My name is Azar, and I am followed.
Hello, guys. I'm Kunza.
Yes. And we make up the two beautiful mobile dev tech leads, and we lead the mobile dev community. So, what do we do for mobile dev? Well, we typically, so do you want to know how to make your dream application? You want to know how to put your Java education to use? Well, you have the right, not everyone here is a Javanite, but it's okay. If you come to our dev community, trust me, you will want to be a Javanite. So we teach mobile development, and we teach you the entire mobile dev process, from UI designs to making mockups on Figma to integrating your app with Firebase, the entire 9 yards. And we've had 3 dev community meetings so far. We've given, actually, you could talk about that first.
Hello, guys. So far we have had our 3 developer communities meetings, and we have gone through basics of mobile development and how and why Android development, basically, right? And we have built the first app with our members. And the last meeting we went through UI UX with Figma and how to make whatever you designed on Figma into your actual app. Now, what is gonna be coming to our coming up meetings, right?
Yes, so we have 3 more meetings happening for the rest of the semester. We have connecting your app with an API happening this upcoming Wednesday. So even if, you're not a Javanite or a mobile devian, we will be teaching you how to work with APIs and how to use them for your application. It's a must-see, so definitely don't want to miss it. The time afterwards, so November the 10th, we'll be giving you an intro on how to use Firebase. We're teaching you how to use Firestore for database management, and also how to use it for login authentication. So it's awesome. And we'll be on the last dev community meeting, we'll be having our project showcase, where you'll get to see all the amazing projects that our team has been working on for the semester. You definitely don't want to miss these events. We'll be on YouTube, and we have our meetings as well. So
also, real quick, if you guys are not in mobile dev yet and you want to stop by for the project showcase, you can always stop by to see what our members have created, our beginners members, right? And it might motivate you guys, and you can join us for next semester, right?
Yeah, and we do also have the mobile dev project happening. If you guys are really interested in getting your hands on with the project, DM us on Discord. I'm Azarias, and she's Luna Chan on Discord. We're always on there, so definitely contact us. We have our next so we have our meetings in person on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Bi-weekly. So this upcoming Wednesday will be our next workshop, and yeah, with APIs, and we also have other events happening as well, so make sure to stay tuned on Discord. And now we have a special announcement happening. Drum roll, please, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Save your energy because we're a drum roll one more time once he gets up here. Okay, again, please. So it's no longer competitive programming. Now it's called interview training. Yeah. So it's a small name change. It's it's still gonna be comprised of the exact same type of lectures, but the reason we changed it is because we realized a lot of people were scared of the competitive programming name, and they thought it was too difficult or too challenging. And we also saw how a lot of people were interested in David's lectures, the beginner lectures. It's extremely useful for interviews, so we decided that changing the name from competitive programming to interview training would make us a little bit better. So don't be scared and join. Okay, a little bit update on us. So far this semester, we've introduced our new concept, which is the beginner lectures that are taught by David. We've also continued our team lectures with Dr. Geary, and we still have the team lecture reviews with me on Fridays. We also had very fun binary search nights, which is every other Friday from 8 to 10. We have a binary search night where we get together. We go to the binary search website. We join a group or a room, and we just program. It's a little bit competitive, but it's also, you learn, and if you don't know how to solve it, they teach you. We also have daily leak code problems being sent out, which is extremely useful if you guys are prepping for interviews. If you want a leak code problem every single day, you just look at our server, and you have one right there. So that's what we've done so far. We're going to continue doing that. But then here in the future plans, David is going to continue his beginner lectures. He's going to be going over graphs and trees. There's a whole bunch of things when it comes to graphs and trees. There's balanced binary search trees. There's weighted and unweighted, directed and undirected. So there's still a whole bunch of content that you might see in an interview. So definitely don't miss that out. Undirected graphs. Yeah, directed and undirected, yeah. Yes, for graphs. Yeah, for graphs. And then okay.
Maybe a tree can be weighted. I mean.
Yeah, it probably could. Okay, I'm sorry, let's not get into this. All right, and then we're still going to continue with the daily leak code problems on those topics that we mentioned above. So the way we do it is that whatever he's currently going over in his beginner lecture, you'll be getting leak code problems on that topic. So first you learn it from him, and then you apply it, and you get to learn this new concept and actually know how to master it.
Yeah, beginner and advanced questions.
Yeah.
So daily, beginner, and advanced questions. The easier questions are the beginner, of course, and the advanced are the harder ones. And the advanced are usually mostly mediums, and sometimes we may put in one or two hards.
Yeah. And then for the future plans for the advanced lectures is, of course, more advanced topics. Dr. Geary really wants to expand our knowledge base. We might even get into network flow, which is really, really hard. I'm not sure. More weekly competitions on the problem that Geary gave us, and perhaps maybe an ICPC competition in November. That means there will be multiple schools competing in this competition, and if you guys participate, you could get a scholarship, which is a good amount of money. That's what he did last time, so he might do it again. Plus, it will look good on it will look great on your resume. Let me also keep this up to date. Give me 1 second. Go. So that is interview training. Don't forget the name change. I really encourage you guys to join. If you're prepping for interviews, I'm so sorry, this is your slide.
Yeah,
if you're prepping for interviews, please join David's beginner lectures.
Thank you.
And then he'll finish it off.
Thank you for the shout out. So yeah, please attend the beginner lectures. They're every Wednesday, 3:30 to 4:45 p.m. But outside of that, we also have the team lectures that Geary actually personally teaches himself, which are from 9:30 to 10:45 a.m. every Thursday, and then every Friday, Lazaro here does a review of those lectures, like he just mentioned, which are the much more advanced topics. Fridays 3:30 to 4:45 p.m. And if you can't make it, it's fine. They're all live and stored on YouTube. It's on our page, GDSC FIU. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, so I do want to say I attend most of these lectures, actually the beginners lectures personally. I highly recommend it because with interviews, it's all about not getting caught off guard, right? You don't want to be in that interview and never see a question that you've never seen before, and then you're just like, nice. So you don't want to be in that situation. And And you'd be surprised. They teach such complicated topics that make it so much easier. Like we just covered trees. I understand it all. I do want to mention as well, for some of these dev communities, if you see bi-weekly, that doesn't mean necessarily that they're both in the same week, so twice a week. It means that there'll be 1 week. The week after that is like a break week. You can join other dev communities. And then the week after that, they have again a workshop, dev community meeting. And so we continue to web dev. I can't clap, but
Hello, everyone. Manny could not be here today. He has an exam. Everyone wish him luck, I guess. Can I get a drum roll? I have nothing to announce. I just wanted the attention. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Well, so what we've been doing is that we have weekly meetings for both front end and back end. Honestly, we're kind of flexing on you guys because they're kind of closed groups. You can't really join them because we taught a lot. And if you join now, you'll probably be confused and behind. But and we're developing a pretty cool project. It's a recipe app. And by the end of the semester, we're going to have some sort of MVP. We're going to show it off. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you guys think it's cool. I think it's going to look good on people's resumes. And people will actually have some good projects. So future plans, I think we have some front-end workshops planned possibly. So stand by for some notifications on those. And next semester, we're going to try to have more stuff that's like public, that like anybody can walk in on and learn, because the people want to join our little communities, and you know, I want to teach as many people as possible. So that's what we have planned for next semester. I think that's it for me.
I'll cover Henry's stuff. Sure. All right, thanks. Right, that was web dev. And now we actually go to game dev. So I'm not Henry. I start with an H in my name, but I'm Hermes. Just reminding you. But so game dev, Henry couldn't make it today, but he's always really excited to teach game development. Let's go a little bit about what they do, and yeah. So this is actually one of our newest additions to GDSC. We didn't have this last year or last semester. Game development is something that I think a lot of people want to join because it's very enticing, you know, to be able to make your own game, start from zero, and then create something. And so one of the things that they did this semester is they actually created a Flappy Bird game, which you're all familiar with Flappy Bird, right? Got taken down from the App Store, but that's why we gotta make our own, right? And so some of the things that we do at game dev is working with Unity engine. So if you know Unity, it's one of the biggest game engines. Trying to build small games in all types of different genres just to get a bit of exposure on all of them. Creating their own assets through Sprite, meaning your own art. Learning how to do the pixel art, which I find so exciting. I don't know. I'm big on design. And then also, this one's quite an interesting one. Oftentimes in games, you forget that music is extremely important. It sets the entire tone of the entire game the entire game. You know, if you have a scary game and you have no music, that's not going to be a scary game, right? So those are some of the things that game dev teaches, and hope to teach more. So if you're interested about this, game dev meets bi-weekly, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12 p.m. Now, this bi-weekly actually means 2 times in 1 week. And then the week after that, nothing. And so if you're confused, don't worry. That's why we have a calendar. So before we move on, any questions?
I just wanted to mention real quick about game dev. Henry aims to make 1 project per week. So you can join a week and do 1 project, and then if you don't have time for the next one, but if the other one you can, then just like that. It's not like he makes a semester-long project. So.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you miss a week, you know, of course we record them, But if you miss a week, don't worry. The next week, start fresh, start on a new game. So, are there any questions? Anything? How do we feel about dev communities? If I asked you what a dev community was, who would be able to tell me? Raise hand. I won't ask you, don't worry, don't be nervous. Yeah? Good amount? If you're still confused on it, we're always happy to help and answer questions. I think it's a very big part of our community, so just let us know. So, Google Solution Challenge. So what is this? We mentioned this earlier. Maybe it piqued your interest. This is a challenge that starts in the spring, and it's by Google, like full Google, not just us, but full Google. And so let me show you a quick video on it that will explain quite a while.
Let's check out the solution challenge.
Let's do this.
Okay, I'll present my screen.
Welcome to the Google Developer Student Club's 2021 Solution Challenge. The mission of this challenge is to use Google technology to solve for one of the United Nations' 17 Sustainable Development Goals, aiming to end poverty, ensure prosperity, and protect the planet. Win cool prizes, mentorship from Google, and swag. Get help along the way from Google at training events, code labs, and hackathons.
It is the pizza
by March 31st, 2021. Register today. We can't wait to see what you build.
Let's get started.
Perfect. So, solution challenge. Hopefully that gave a bit of an idea. Let's go a bit more in depth on what this is. So, the Google Solution Challenge is exactly what I mentioned in the beginning, which is taking the tech that you learned, taking this knowledge that you've learned, and of course you're learning throughout the project, and you're applying it to a real-world problem. Now, this is presented by GDSC, and there's some really cool perks about it, so I'll get into that in a minute. But all you need to do, the only requirement, apart from the actual challenge, is that you need to use at least one Google technology. Now, we're not talking about Google search because I think that would cover quite a lot, but we're talking about something like TensorFlow for AI. We're talking about Android, so like mobile dev. And we're talking about Kubernetes, Flutter, GCP, which is Google Cloud Platform. And these aren't just use this tool. These are actually really, really useful tools and frameworks that will help you even pass this project. And so that's one of the requirements. So the main other requirement is that it needs to solve one of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Now, these goals I will get to in a second. Yeah, you have to use at least one Google technology, and past that, you're good to go. As long as you're part of this club, you get a special ticket that you are able to join in this competition, and this is international. So what are these kind of projects to work on? These are the 17 United Nations sustainable goals, which, just to name a few, for example, ending poverty, ending pollution, oceanic pollution, and land pollution, stopping hunger. These are all giant goals, which you might think, what am I doing? I'm just a student here at FIU. I'm going to solve world hunger. Maybe you might not be able to solve world hunger, but you might be able to make it just a little step closer and curb it. And these are technologies in the past. We'll give some examples of some successful ones. But this is an achievable goal, and it's something that we're working very hard to make sure that you all have the opportunity to be part of. And if you see the pizzas, yes, you may clap. I'm sure we're all hungry. Yeah, we did buy pizza. We didn't say that. Surprise. So yeah, we have pizza for after our meeting. If you're hungry, which I'm sure all of you are, both cheese and pepperoni. And I know the smell might be distracting. If you're at home, I'm really sorry. Join us next time. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. let's keep talking about the solution challenge. So these are really important goals. And you might be thinking already, you might be thinking, I had an idea, something like that. Like for me, I was very passionate about oceanic pollution. And so I had some app ideas and some ideas that I wanted to implement. And I think it's very hard to start on your own because you're like, where do I start? Which is exactly why our dev communities are actually centered around the solution challenge and trying to build you that skill, that knowledge to be able to take part in this. So of course, it's a competition, so there's massive prizes. Top 50 teams receive mentorship to improve the solution and submit for that final solution, for the final product that you'll be presenting in the competition. And top 10 finalists get a 1-year subscription to Pluralsight. They receive swag, of course, Google swag, customized mentoring from Google, so these are Google engineers helping you. And then something that's really interesting is feature in Google Developer their blog and their demo day. So this is massive because this is a Google blog. There's only one of them, and it's run by Google, as you might assume. And then the top 3 winners. Of course, this is international, so this is a very big prize because it's the top 3 in the world. And this is a Chromebook, completely free, and a private team meeting with a Google executive. So your team and the Google executive just talking it out, and I think that is invaluable. Meeting with those people, invaluable. And of course, all the other prizes. So you will get the swag, you will get the 1-year subscription, and the feature in the Google blog. So, yes, please.
So for the meeting with the Google executive, I don't know how they're doing it right now in the pandemic, but in normal times, what they fly you out to California and you have the meeting in person. It's not like you're doing online. So like you get a free trip to California to the Google headquarters.
You can slide in your resume too, you know.
So yeah, like
I need a job, you know.
I was gonna say about the Google blog. Why should I care on the Google blog? Like that's pretty cool, but does it really matter? It matters because when Microsoft, when Google, when Amazon, when Facebook, or whoever you want to be hired by, they're like, oh, what did this person do? And it's like, oh, they did something that was good enough to be like portrayed by such a big company. Then they might be worth something, you know. So yeah,
just a little bit. Yeah, definitely. It gives you that credibility because I think applying to jobs, a lot of the time they have to check out if you're even qualified. If you're on the Google blog for an app that you made or an app or web app that you made, that's immediately, for me, check off the list. And I think anyone would agree with that, right? And of course, then you get the clout. Just on the side, you get to say you were featured on the Google blog. And so, let's go into an example of this because there's some really cool ones. So let's go. This is from Singapore.
It's a widespread disease with over 17 million hours spent for caring patients in the US alone. What's worse is more than half the carers face substantial emotional, financial, and physical difficulties. DementiCare is a mobile app to complement caregiving for dementia patients. Here, we see the caregiver dashboard with access to emergency contacts, sending urgent notices to any patient using keyboard or microphone input, tracking the live location of any patient using Flutter maps. We also provide productivity features such as calendars, reminders, and notes for improved efficiency and accessibility. The news section provides all local and international news for dementia. The discussion forum, powered by Reddit, gives access to a large community of carers and patients. The chat room provides a community of caregivers to interact and network with for problem solving. Our health chatbot, which can make appointments for patients, retrieve information on diseases, conduct symptom checking and triaging by using powerful machine learning and natural language processing. And the profile tab with access to comprehensive real-time information of patients and adding and removal of patients. Now we move to the patient dashboard. There's the SOS functionality, which can trigger a call as well as send an SMS to the patient's caregiver directly from the app, even where a crash or fall is detected in the background. Play games to help exercise the brain. family reminiscing with quick access to family members and calling directly from the app. The memory section serves as a scrapbook for the patient to record and store important memories. Notices section displays all urgent notices sent by the caregiver. We have already started collaborating with organizations such as ADA Singapore, Allium Healthcare, and Jamia Nursing Home to enable living through caregiving. Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, I wish, but I mean they're not here. They won't they won't hear us. But you know they did really a great job. And as you can see, there's so many features. And so this isn't something that you will just receive. Like we're just gonna say, okay, well, let's throw you in this. You have a month to complete this. No, this is something that we want to start off already early, and we're planning certain events to get you acquainted, to find a team, and to understand what you want to do way ahead of time. And already start working on it, because all these features it takes time, and it takes some organization within your team. So don't be overwhelmed, and I hope you're really excited for it. So, any questions about this? Anything at all, please? Yes.
How many teams are participating in that event?
As many teams as we need.
I mean, so like globally, like how many teams are competing?
I don't have the exact number for that, but there's really a lot of teams. So I would say in the hundreds. I don't think it reaches the thousands yet, but it's close. So there are a lot of teams, but remember that with any competition, a lot of those teams don't actually deliver a final product, right? So we're gonna not do that, and then we'll already be cutting the amount of people that apply by a lot, you know, and you guys have a much bigger chance already just by delivering a final product.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? I thought I saw a hand. No? Yes, David.
Maximum members per team?
I think it's 4, right?
4.
Yeah. It's 4 max members per team, and you know, this is actually a really good amount. You know, between this is a good amount of members, so that you can all have something to specialize in, but it's not too big where you get lost, and the communication's still there. Anybody else? Yes.
Could it be mobile, but also could be web?
Yes. So, for example, Flutter, mobile dev, don't roast me if I'm wrong, but with Flutter, you can actually create the apps and the web apps. So you're allowed to do both if you like, or you can only do separate. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I didn't get roasted. That's a really good sign. Yeah, does that clear that up? Any more questions? Anything? Really, I know this is something that's pretty new. Did anybody hear about this prior? Yeah, a little bit. Heard about it? Okay. Yeah.
Mobile team? Where's your hands?
Did
we not teach you guys about this?
That is. Oh yeah, that one.
The hands.
That was the one. Yeah.
I'm upset. I'll get you guys.
When is like the deadline?
When does it start and when is the deadline? So we'll be sending out that the detailed information prior. The actual starting date is in spring for the competition, but we can start prior. So we'll be starting either end November or early December. So definitely start making the team start working on it, and then you have plenty of time.
So like when he says starting, is like creating the team, not the code. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. But yeah.
The competition itself is 4 months long, so you have plenty of time to do something good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when we mean start, we also mean planning your project as well.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to do that once the competition starts, because then you won't have time to actually code it out.
Yeah. And that takes a lot of the time. Of course, it changes like as you progress in the project. Any more questions? No? We're all good? Yes, Dan.
To have a project like this on my resume, regardless of if I win or
I'm glad you asked, Dan. Yeah, well, I was going to say that it's true. You might think, you know, what if I don't win? Does this bring any value to me? And this is actually extremely, extremely important. Having a project on your resume to say, I'm not only learning in school, but I'm actually applying it and creating it, and I can do it, especially if you're working in a team. I can also work in a team, just, you know, flex. It's extremely important because it gives credibility to your resume and what you can do. And it's also interesting because remember that recruiters are looking at hundreds, if not thousands per week resumes. And so being able to say that you actually worked on a real issue by using these UN goals, which are really important, like solving hunger, not only gives you like the technical standing, but also shows that you're really involved in the community.
And also gives you a good reason. No more, oh, why did you do the project? Oh, just because I could.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, because I wanted to and because I wanted to solve this problem. But yeah, very good question, Dan. All right, so some of our upcoming events. So let me do this real quick. There you go. Sorry. So some of our upcoming events. Hey, Danny. So we have the Solution Challenge plus Type Racer event. So Solution Challenge, we're not per se starting it yet, but we're starting our first event of it. And we're also going to have our Type Racer event, which is going to be a competition. It's going to be very fun, and we are going to have prizes. Can't tell you yet. But that's going to be October 29th, so that's very soon. I think that's next week, yeah. It's next week. And then we have also our Figma Workshop, which is November 5th. You might have heard mobile dev talking about Figma. Extremely important to make like your designs and so on. Then the HTML plus CSS Workshop, that's going to be November 12th. We have a React Workshop November 19th. If you're not sure what React is, I guess I won't spoil it for you, but it's a framework, and it's very important to building modern websites. And then on December 3rd is going to be our final general body meeting. And so just like this one, except that's the final one. And we have a lot of exciting stuff to announce there. So I won't say anything, because if I keep talking, I might spill something, right? And we don't want that. And then one of the final things is we're going to be doing something in the next 2 weeks here and there. Our marketing team is doing an initiative, which is the Internship and Achievement Spotlight. What we're doing here is you might have had an internship already, or you might have an achievement that you achieved already, and you're very proud of this. Now, I know without my friends, I wouldn't be able to talk to anybody about it, and I'd just be like, well, yay me, right? We want to put you guys in the spotlight. If you have something that you want to share about an internship or something that you're very proud of, you might have a chance to do that by scanning this QR code and filling out the form. Now it might be kind of hard to fill it out because you know, it's a bit of a form, you know, where you explain what you did, for example, at an internship or in a or something that you achieved. But this is going to be in our link tree, so no worries at all. But please do submit, even if you think like, oh, is this big enough to be achieved in the spotlight? If you're proud of it, we want to know about it, right? And so yeah, please do that. I think that's an awesome way. And this you should scan. This has all our socials. This is the link tree. Please follow our Instagram. You might have seen some of our events there. We also have our website, dscfiu.io. And one of the most important links is our Discord. If you're not on the Discord, you are missing out. That's where we have like our main hub. That's where people talk with each other. We discuss tech, you know, just for fun. That might sound weird. But we also discuss, you know, like if you're interested in anime, there's so many people that like animes and they have so many recommendations. We could talk for hours about it. And that's really where you get to meet a lot of the people. And of course, if you're just interested in knowing about our events, we always give our announcements through there as well. So please do that. And then the final things, I swear, and then we can have pizza, is picture time. If you're interested in being part of the picture, please join us. We're probably going to take it somewhere here. So please join us, and yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Oh, no, please, please. I felt so bad when I realized what they had. Hey, you're not really in pictures. All right. Yeah. So. All right, guys. So where do you think it's good? Right. Picture time. Where are we going? Yeah.
Everybody stand up. Picture time. Woo!
Hey.
I need to turn off the projector. Here, projector. Power off.
Why didn't you turn the lights on first, though?
I just turned it off, you know. Why is it so on? But that one's off.
Because that's... Nah.
What happened?
No, I'll take it with this. Yeah, but it's way too far. And the quality isn't that good. Like, this is way better.
We do have a lot of people, so maybe we want to... Laz, do you think it's better to go against the wall? What do you think? The lights are on now, so you can use it. Yeah. Guys, we also do the symbol. Can you show it, Laz? I can't really. Yes. If you want to do it, it's gonna be hard. Oh, like that. Let's go.
No, just hang on the ceiling.
Don't die.
No, you don't stand on it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Stand on the table.
Do it.
Now, pizza time, and we also have a board game night if you guys are interested.
Can we get a pizza drum roll?
You sure?
I actually just came from
Or anything to drink? Anything to drink?
I appreciate it.
Okay. Have a good one, Dan. See you later, man.
Spies.
Yes. No.
Oh.
So.
Shit.
Hey, what? Yo, wait, Laz.
We have napkins.
I love how I just
Any
saw
napkins?
that.
Are there napkins?
Pretty good. No, unless they provided it.
Where can we get napkins?
They didn't. Yeah, I got you. Just kill the light.
Oh, I didn't want to
Yes.
make it a thing.
Oh, how can I join?
See, look,
semester?
maybe we'll have everything like an
Maybe we should do